Hi, welcome to Dishing Diabetes. I'm here with my friend Lily, who is a missionary from Haiti and currently lives in Mississippi. Today, she's going to interview me all about diabetes.
So first things first, Anna, what was your reaction when your doctor told you that you had been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes?
So at first I thought, oh no, I'm not going to be able to bake yummy things anymore. Because I was planning to make cupcakes the same day actually. And then I learned that I was actually allowed to eat anything I wanted because I was mixing up with type 2 diabetes, which is a very common mistake.
So are you allowed to eat sugars and things that other people normally eat?
I am literally allowed to eat anything in the whole world, as long as it's not poisonous.
Oh, well that's good.
As long as they give insulin for it, unless it's cheese.
Cheese? So what are some good fruits and vegetables and drinks that are required for type 1 diabetes to eat on a daily basis?
Technically, nothing is required, but there are some foods like normal syrup, not sugar-free or light syrup. Your blood sugar will go from here to here and then back down again, and it can make you get low. So usually we use sugar-free syrup, but I'm allowed to eat it normal syrup on an occasion.
So are there requested foods that you're supposed to eat every day?
Lots of proteins, because a lot of the free foods with no carbs you can eat, like cheese, a lot of meats, stuff like that, they aren't very filling.
Yeah.
Like whipped cream.
It's just gonna go.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds of energy, gone. Exactly. Yep. That's like if you eat a chocolate bar, I'm good for the rest of the day, and then 2 hours later, I'm hungry.
Exactly. That's so. We have a dietitian, and every 3 months we go to the doctor and we see her, and she can suggest foods and recipes.
So is there other so you can eat cupcakes, but you have to take insulin to?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you always have to keep your blood sugar at
Yes. And if you get
an
low,
average level.
Yes. If you get low, you get candy without insulin because you need to get back up again, or a juice box or something with lots of sugar.
Yeah, if you're way too low, it's an emergency. You eat candy, and then when it's higher, you eat something that will keep you longer.
If you're higher, you usually try to drink a lot of water because then
It will dilute.
you urinate more often and the sugar comes out.
Yeah.
And exercise can bring your sugar down because you're using the insulin you have to get rid of all the sugar.
So, how did this affect, how is your personal view on the emotional state of having type 1 diabetes?
I'm not diabetic, I'm sugar challenged.
That's a big one. So, you like to say to yourself, this isn't something that's bad, I am still normal, I just have a challenge that will last
It's
for the rest of my life.
It's like a game where you have to keep your blood sugar steady.
Let's see who can keep your blood sugar steady the longest. So it's not a huge thing that you think about all the time, right?
No, it was at first, but you start really getting used to it.
So you're used to having to be able to deal with these things like you can't do but you can
Exactly.
But there's some diabetes that you can't eat things, you can't
That's type 2 diabetes, and
Yeah.
that's usually caused by unhealthy lifestyle.
yes.
Or genetics.
You don't have that.
Well,
when my mom
except the cupcakes part.
the cupcakes part, yes, of course. When my mom told me that you had diabetes, I was like, but they're perfectly healthy. She was like, yeah, it was out of the blue, right? It was
It's
just out of the
genetic.
blue. It's genetic, yeah. So it's it came in your genes, right? So where did that come from? Who did that come from your
Probably
ancestors?
lots and lots of generations away, but it's an autoimmune disease. It's triggered by a virus. I had strep throat in September. That's probably when it started because it makes your body attack your beta cells in your pancreas that make the insulin. So you just say, I'm done making insulin.
So if you met a girl or a boy that you saw was depressed at your church or somewhere else about his type 1 diabetes, what would you say to him?
Probably it gets way better if he's a newly diagnosed. he or she is newly diagnosed, like just came back, noted type 1 diabetes, don't know what to do, I would tell them it's serious, it gets easier, and soon you'll be able to give insulin with your eyes closed. Don't try that, you might get too much trouble. But I seriously go in there sometimes just with my nose in the book, put the book down, do the insulin, back up. It's really nothing once you get used to it.
And so, how about if they were like really unstable and really discouraged about this and kind of just down in the dumps about their type 1 diabetes and think, I'll never be able to eat anything, I'll never be able to do anything, I'll have to control everything I ever do, I won't be able to hang out with my friends, I won't be able to have fun, I won't be able to do all this other stuff, like what would you tell them?
I'd give them a cupcake first and an insulin. And then I would tell them that they could still do all that stuff, and I would ask them why they thought they couldn't, because type 1 diabetes does not limit anything in your life.
And they were probably just exaggerating because they were so sad about it. But then you would tell them, like, there's
It's
nothing,
not a big deal.
No, there's nothing really wrong with you. You just have to make sure that you keep track of what you're eating and make sure that you do your insulin and kind of just make it like a little extra thingamabob on your life and like any other medical condition.
I would also tell them to get a continuous glucose monitor, because finger clicking at 2 a.m. is very, very depressing.
So what are some of the things that keep you up and motivated about your type 1 diabetes that keeps you going and gets you to be okay with this and that you're fine with this if this is what life's throwing at you?
Usually, a sugary thing, even if to give a shot for it, or going on like a nice run, because usually being high makes me really upset and mad because there's nothing you can do about a high blood sugar except wait it out. But a low blood sugar, you just drink a juice box and it's over with usually. But a high blood sugar, you have to deal with it and you can't. A lot of times with a high blood sugar, you shouldn't eat anything sugary.
So should you like drink like water to dilute the sugar and make it thinner, or
The water makes the sugar come
yes? So it kind of just washes.
out. And being high makes you thirsty because when you have the water, then you get the sugar.
Yeah. Well, yes. So thank you so much for letting me interview you, and looking forward to our next video, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for watching Dishing Diabetes.